adjustment from Baylor as far as whenever they get runners on, doing something, doing anything to convert those into runs.
First pitch from Deal is up high. First pitch at 5:31 p.m. Go ahead, Mindy.
If you're Oklahoma, I want you to keep doing exactly what you left off with. Just keep on rolling.
1-0. Still up. 2 balls and no strikes. Kirsten Deal gets the start in the circle for the Sooners. Deal has been fantastic this season. She is 6-0 with a 1.25 ERA. Her 8th start. 2nd straight series in Big 12 play to start the finale. She throws that one right by Hot for strike 1. 30 strikeouts to just 6 walks. And in her 28 innings, she's only allowed 5 earned runs. She's good. 2 ball, 1 strike pitch from Deal. A little bit up, ball 3. That's already, Mindy, one of your key/thoughts. Don't fall behind in counts here. Emily Hott had a game. She went 3 for 3 in game 1.
Yeah, settling into the circle early. That is something that I underlined, highlighted, whatever you want to call it. Oklahoma, this pitching staff, whenever they get ahead in counts, they tend to be successful. They fall behind. You see that what happens, gets the walk.
A 5-pitch walk.
I will say, with the damage that Emily Hott has been dealing in game 1, this is not the worst outcome to lead off a game. Granted, you never want to surrender a walk on the first batter, but that creates a lot less of momentum than a ball in the gap, a ball, a double.
First pitch swinging, fouled off by Presley Pylon. The shortstop moves all the way to the 2-hole. Let's set the lineup for the Sooners. The battery of Deal and Ludlam. Brito, who is in tight, is over at third. Jennings is at short. Avery Hodge gets the start at second. Her 13th start of the season. And Sid Sanders at first. There's a fly ball to left. Boone has a beat on it. 1 away. Riley out in left. Jada Coleman in center. And for the first time this season, Alina Torres gets a start in right field, where she made a majority of her starts last season. You hit. Coach Gasso is going to find a way, Minnie, to get you in that lineup. There's a good look at Alina.
Absolutely, and she talked about the pros and cons of Avery Hodge versus Alina Torres at second. Alina Torres, she has the power, but Avery Hodge, her range defensively, it is hard to argue with.
First pitch fouled back. Strike 1 to Shaylin Govin. Govin went 0 for 3 in the opener. She, on the series so far, is just 1 for 6 after entering the series, hitting over 500. Her season average is now dipped below 450. Still really good, 449, as the 0-1 misses up high, 1 ball and 1 strike.
Not too bad whenever your season average, the lowest, is 449. I mean, she has been on a whole other level, out with an injury last year. She was saying the journey back has been a tough one, but one that has been worth it.
Popped into foul territory. Torres makes the play. Lena Torres looking like she's done that a time or two. 2 away. First time we've seen Torres in the outfield period this season. And a little bit of a struggle for Pickering, so try to give her a little break, get the bat right, get the mind right. 2 away for Abby Flores, caught in game 1. Was the DP on Friday night, is the DP here in game 2 today. This is outside, ball 1. This is the tickets in the crowd for the Sunday game, which obviously hate it for fans that we're going to try to get here on Sunday, as Flores lifts one to right field. Torres, how you feeling, Alina? How about that? Makes a couple of plays. I'll tell you more about the shift.
But whenever you go through a lineup multiple times, pitchers start to make adjustments. Hitters start to make adjustments.
First pitch to Jada Coleman is in for a strike. Sooner lineup looks like this. Jada Coleman leads off. Tiara Jennings batting second. Look at the Sooner dugout. Brito bats third and plays third with Ella Parker hitting cleanup here in game 2. The 0-1 fouled off. Sid Sanders will bat fifth and play first base with Riley Boone in the 6th spot out and left. Riley Boone's on fire. Her season average is up to .474. It leads the team. Alina Torres bats 7th and right. Batting 8th is Avery Hodge at 2nd, and Riley Ludlam in the 9-hole behind the plate for an injured Kinsey Hansen. The 0-2 is locked into left center field because of course it is. Jada Coleman off to the races, slides in safely with a leadoff double.
Jada Coleman not quite getting that pop-up slide. I think she wanted to make sure that she stuck her foot in close. That was a great play out there in left field. The way the ball was cut off. If that ball gets to the fence, that's an easy stand-up double. Instead, the way that Hott is able to stop that ball, she makes it a challenging play over at second.
Emily Hott's been really good out of the field. Here's Tiara Jennings. First pitch low and in. First person I saw whenever I left the Loves Field press box between games is Ignacio Jennings. Tiara's dad. Good to see Ignacio back in town. Here's the 1-0. Line drive deep to center field, but arranging Mack to make the play is Walkendorf. Coleman is able to tag and easily get to third. Through 2 batters, you get the sense that the Sooners learned their lesson on what to expect from the very talented Riley Crandall. One away for Brito with a runner at third.
Again, the ability to make adjustments. Good hitters are gonna do that against pitchers. You can't have the same stuff. You have to mix it up. That's what we just saw, that changeup high, but the off speed is going to be so effective for Baylor if they can get those in for strikes.
.10 pitch to Brito. .442 average for Brito on the season. She takes ball 2. Good hitters count here for Brito. Went 2 for 2 in the opener with a solo home run. Drove in 2 runs, scored 2 runs, walked twice. She takes a strike, 2-1. So I'd say Nicole Mendez. Now Alyssa Brito bounced back quite well from an 0 for 4 night. She was essentially on base all 4 plate appearances. She has a chance to stake the Sooners to an early lead. Instead, she pins back from ball 3 and takes a little walk. 3 balls and a strike. In tight is that Baylor defense. Foul back. Which again has a little bit of a different look after seeing Leah Cran taken out mid-inning. Casey West gets the start at second. Walkendorf gets the start out in center. Taylor Strain not in the starting lineup for the first time this weekend. Same with Cran. Full count pitch. Hammered, but it's foul. Oh my goodness, that got out of here in a hurry. But it was foul off the bat of Brito.
That's been the theme for Alyssa Brito and just the balls that have been flying off her bat. We saw it happen last game. Alyssa Brito was up, bases loaded, ripped one over to third base. Infield was in just like they are now.
Ball 4. Oh, wait. Did he call strike 3? Wait, they called that she went on the swing?
They asked if she went on that swing.
Wow.
And the first base umpire said yes.
Well, you can challenge this. Heads up, just to save you the tweets and the posts. With 2 other events going on tonight, including another baseball game in the Big 12 Championships for women's gymnastics. We will not have replay during the broadcast tonight, but it doesn't matter here. Patty Gasso not challenging it. 2 away. Ella Parker does the job with 2 outs because of course she does. 1-zip Sooners on a first pitch ground ball back up the middle from the freshman Ella Parker.
And I have to think about the way that Baylor set up their infield these past few batters. It's the first inning. There's a runner on third. Yes, you don't want that runner to score, but the way that Oklahoma hits the ball, it does not make sense for them to be pinched in almost as there's a force at the plate.
Parker's off. The throw's not even going to be close. Add to that team lead in stolen bases, Ella Parker. She is now 11 for 12 in stolen base opportunities and leads the Sooners. Sanders hitting .333, takes ball 2 up high. Talking about a little bit of a struggle that Sanders had in game 1 and for this series, just 1 for 5, but has scored 3 runs. That's a strike, 2-1. Do we have any stolen bases in game 1? Double checking the updated number for the Sooners. Emily Hott had one. That was it. Yeah. Here's the 3-0. In for a. I assume it's in for a strike. He never made the call. He just kind of looked at her. 3-1. She swung at ball 4. So overall for the Sooners now in the season, 39 of 43 on stolen base opportunities. Parker stands at second with 2 outs. Sooners up 1-0. The 3-2 to Sanders. Foul tip. Inning over. Ella Parker with a 2-out off Sooners as we head to the second. With Nicole Mendez, I'm Chris Plank. Kirsten Deal back to work. Collasos takes the first pitch low for ball 1. Despite the late shift, Sooners unfortunately were unable to confirm the game time change until after the game on Friday night. 1-0 is in for a strike. Despite that, great crowd that is filed in here tonight. I know a lot of fans probably had some plans with so much going on campus tonight. The 1-1 pitch just misses. 2-1. Big 12 Women's Gymnastics Championship. Big 12 Championship getting ready to start here in about 30 minutes. OU baseball trying to rally in the bottom of the 9th, trailing West Virginia in game 1. There's a looper. Foul. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Sooners have loaded the bases in the bottom of the 9th inning with 1 out, down 6. 9-3.
That's a good way to start off.
As Toby would say, we need a bloop, a bloop, a bloop, and a blast.
Bloop, 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 blast.
All good. That's it. 2-2 pitch from Deal. Foul back. Sooner women basketball already advancing in the big dance as they beat Florida Gulf Coast 73-70 in a very competitive game. Watching that between game with some Sooner fans here at Loves Field. A 2-2 pitch from Deal. A little bit up. Congratulations to Stephen Buchanan. OU Wrestling finished 3rd at the NCAA. Another All-American honor for Sooner wrestler Stephen Buchanan.
It's about that time of year when a lot of teams around campuses, seasons winding up, conference tournaments happening.
That's going to fall. I mean, a nice little piece of hitting by Collasos. And Alina Torres was backed up to the warning track. Baylor has its second base runner, first hit. What have you liked from Kirsten Deal that you've seen over the last couple of years in her development?
For me, the biggest thing that I have seen is her growth of confidence. I wouldn't say her pitches look so much different, but her confidence and her presence on the mound, to me, look very different.
Burrito's going to go to second. Oh, safe. I appreciate the effort, but But the bunt on and beautifully laid down by Casey West.
You see Brito visibly frustrated by that. I think she might have had her. That was across the body, literally across the body to throw it back to second base.
And still threw a laser.
A little bit too wide, and that caused Tiara Jennings to get off the bag. I think she's frustrated because there's 0 outs, and that's what Baylor was intending to do. You see, they're offering the bunt again. Talked about it in game 1. We want to see Baylor put pressure. If you want to score, you're going to have to put some kind of pressure on this defense.
Good threat here, maybe the best threat of the day. And a slap right at Brito. Pick up the ball, Riley. Bases are loaded with nobody out. That was a little small ball. Worked to perfection. A charging Brito on the soft slap.
So smart. You saw how hard Brito charged on that bunt from West. And then Watson, seeing how tight end Brito was, she goes, okay, I'm going to show. Now in the lineup, but pinch hitter last game. Got a big time home run.
Zadie LaValle hit a bomb in game 1. Now that Sooner defense not quite in tight. First pitch to LaValle is in for a strike, and it was kind of just a couple Sooner mistakes here. Collazo does a nice job on the 3-2 pitch to dump it in front of Torres in right. Here's the 0-1. Boy, I don't know where that missed. 1 ball, 1 strike. Then you had the aggressive play by Brito, throwing to second. He didn't have a problem with it.
I don't think anything was wrong with that play. Throw was wide, but I think if it's on spot, she gets an out.
1-1. Well, there's a good 2 balls and a strike. Looked like that might have been a little bit low.
You can see Riley Ludlum gesturing. Yeah, that was just a little bit low out of the zone.
First start in conference play this year for Zadie LaValle. She loops one into shallow right field. We'll have a play at the plate potentially. No! Look at Alina Torres showing off the arm in right field. What a way.
A little bit of swagger from Alina Torres after she threw that one.
I'm not going to lie, out of her hand, I thought she'd airmailed it.
Hey, we've been there a time or two.
Ashley Walkendorf.
Baylor threatening, still only have 1 out.
Bases loaded, strike 1. That's how you get started. Get a few.
To that point, let's see some pressure put on this defense again.
Here's the 0-1. Swing and a miss, strike 2. And I'm telling you what, Walkendorf had a swing like she wanted to leave the yard. 389 hitter. Has driven in a run.
As a hitter, it's so tempting to want to swing for the fences on this, but short, sweet, simple.
Swing and a miss. Calm, cool, collected, confident Kirsten Deal. A little nod to Riley Ludlum, and there's 2 away, and the Sooners defense can take a step back, but stepping into the box is the hottest hitting Baylor Bear, period, Emily Hott. She's got 4 hits on the weekend, walked in her first plate appearance. Sooners up 1-0. Ground ball to second. Good job by Hodge. They'll get the force, and that'll do it. Big fist pump from Sid. We're watching and following along game 1 of OU baseball. First pitch to Riley Boone is in for a strike. Sooners fall to West Virginia 9-5. Game 2 in that doubleheader coming up in a bit. Here, Sooners took game 1 earlier, 12-3 in run rule fashion. They're up 1-0 in the bottom of the second. Boone, a little harder bunt. The throw by Collazo is right on time. And there's 1 away. A little bit too much oomph behind that, Mindy.
Yeah, and also a little bit of a bounce to that as well. I think it makes it easier on the defender whenever that ball is bounced up. I think Riley Boone was trying to be sneaky with that bunt, but just a little late on that show. And whenever you're a lefty and you're bunting and your barrel's late through the zone, you kind of come through like a swing.
First pitch is up high to Alina Torres, who is hitting the ball so well. Patty Gasso put her back in right field. Though she was 0 for 2 in the opener, hard hit outs. The 1-0. A little bit out. She hit 2 home runs here on Wednesday night against UTA, University of Texas Arlington. And then hit a grand slam last night in Oklahoma City. She had a good cut there and fouls it back too.
Her reaction on that pitch, that was high, elevated, inside. That is a pitch that she likes to hit hard. You could tell as soon as she found that bag, she wished that she could get that barrel just a little bit farther out, but that was great placement by Crandall.
Fouled straight back. That either got LaValle or our home plate umpire. Looks like it got Zadie. She's okay. The umpiring crew has moved around a little bit for game 2 on the day. Brian Crochet behind the plate. Garrett Knowles, who was behind the plate earlier, is over at third. And Mike Burwell is at first. 2-2. Pretty good pitch. Missed a little low and in ball 3.
Crandall having a little bit more zip than we saw in game 1.
Full count pitch. Ball 4. Third base runner for the Sooners. First walk. Game 1 today. Oklahoma drew 7 walks. But Aaliyah Binford struck out 6 Sooners. It was the second highest strikeout total against the Sooners this season. Everyone moves in on the infield for Hodge, who takes it low, ball 1.
And Hodge, what she does best is get balls with her slap over the infield, right in front of the outfield. And I'm looking at left fielder Hodge. She's pretty deep for where Avery Hodge likes to place it.
1-0 is low, 2-0. And just over the last few games, Mindy, it seems like we've really seen Avery Hodge start to take another step at the plate. Last year was a .261 hitter. Average up over 300. She's hitting .303. Shows bunt, pulls it back. They're going to throw behind Torres at first. West was there.
Seeing another 3-pitch at bat, 3-ball at bat. Lena Torres gets to walk. You want to minimize that base running chaos, that base running traffic.
There's a strike.
Your Crandall going at these batters, going at these hitters. Very big gap over there in the 5-6. Pylon cheated up the middle.
3-1 is chopped right back to Crandall. Thought about second for a moment. 2 away.
Great snag by Crandall, and also great job. Her first instinct, get the lead out. Her defenders weren't quite there yet, but her clarity of mind to go, okay, there's no play there. Let me reset my feet. Let me turn my body, get the out at first.
The runner at second is Torres. There's 2 away. Riley Ludlam in the 9-hole. Hit a home run last game, her 4th of the season. One of 4 Sooner home runs, one of 6 on the day between the 2 teams. Balls and a strike as Sooners look to open up. This game's tied early. 1 ball, 1 strike. If you're Torres at second base, Mindy, what are you trying to do to help out your hitter here? Anything?
much you can do from second base, but if you're Torres, you're looking as soon as Riley Ludlam takes a swing, reading that ball flight. It's going to be huge. As soon as she makes contact, you're running, but ball flight as in, is this getting past the infield? Am I going base to base? Am I going to charge hard and try to get an extra base, try to get another run across the board for my team?
Torres at second. The 2-1 to Ludlam. Going in ball 3. That current average for Ludlam, by the way, is at .362. On this weekend for the Sooners, she's 1 for 4 with a run score, 2 runs scored, 3 runs batted in the 2 previous games. The 3-1 pitch, ball 4. That turns the lineup over. Look out.
That is your goal as a 9-hole hitter. Get it back to the top. Get it to Jada Coleman. Both of the traffic on the bases right now for Oklahoma came through walks.
Jada Coleman led the game off with a double. And the pitch clock was at 12. Our home plate umpire stepped down. It's like, all right, reset this. Brian Crochet. First and second, 2 away. Jada takes it low and in. What a day Jada Coleman has already had. Hit the 2-run home run. When 1 for 2, scored 3 runs in the opener. Has the only Sooner run so far, but can add to it here. It's dead ball 2. Everything else in the Big 12 is a final. And we're a little short-handed because one of the series got canceled. 3.
I like this call by LaValle. Calling time, going out to talk to Crandall. Both of the runners on base right now came via walk. Jada Coleman has a 3-0 count. Whenever Crandall has thrown the ball through the zone, she got a quick ground out bunt from Riley Boone. Got a ground out bunt from Avery Hodge. Attacking those hitters, that is what she needs to do. And sometimes you just need your catcher to call time, go out there and say, what pitch do you want? Let's get this 1 strike. Let's pound the zone. Let's get through this inning.
It worked. Strike 1. Big moment here early. First and second, 2 outs. Sooners looking to add to a 1-zip game, a 1-zip lead. Coleman waits. The pitch. Don't know if she got all of that one. Center field. Lockendorf under it. Makes a catch, inning over. Sooners threaten again. They've stranded 3 through the first 2. But as we head to the third, Oklahoma.
For both teams combined have been left on base.
Presley Pylon has moved up to the 2 spot in the lineup. She takes the first pitch low and in for ball 1.
Seen a little bit of change in lineups for both teams. I feel like this game.
Coach Gasso has loved shaking the lineup up all season long. 1-0. This one could be trouble. Torres ranging back, racing over. She looks like a pro out there. 1 away. Hey, in the 3rd innings on the radio side, you know what we do, right? We have our 3rd inning shout-outs.
We have some shout-outs.
We love to hear from where you're listening from. DJ and Destiny have the radio call for you guys tonight.
They look like they're having fun over there.
That's right. It's the radio booth, man. Kind of miss it. It's like I'm looking at someone else driving my car right now. Here's first pitch to go there. But let us know where you are at OU on the air. That's at OU on the air. I'm waving at somebody that I thought was waving at me. You know how embarrassing that is?
It's happened a couple times.
So many times. Here's the 1-0 pitch from Deal to Govan, who is 0 for 1 so far.
Backdoor from Deal. It just looks like that hip is closing too quickly. That hand's not able to snap around and get that bend back over the plate that she wants.
You don't want to mess around with Govan. She's the most dangerous hitter in this lineup. Deal's falling behind, 3 balls and no strikes. Flied out to right. But Deal in danger of putting her aboard here. Ball 4.
Umpire calls that one high. Deal, she wants to know where that one's at.
I don't think I blame her. I want to know where it was. Marinda has checked in. She's listening in the box office. She's the hardest working person here. There's a foul ball down the left field line. I told you I was watching her sit out here a couple games ago, and it's like the hardest working person here in charge of tickets getting a moment to just watch the game. It had to be an awesome feeling.
Can't beat it.
No balls and a strike. Ooh, that's a wild pitch, and off to second goes Govan.
Flores, her last at bat, she flied out, but she hit that one hard. She was just a little bit underneath. And we'll see pinch runner here.
So, and again, we've seen a couple of times this week, and now, in fact, this makes 3 straight games that Caroline Roat is in to pinch run here. But why wait until she's at second? Just because you don't want to risk losing your pinch runner when they're not in scoring position?
Yeah, once you get into scoring position, you don't want to give it up by maybe there's a ground ball with a runner at first. Ground ball to shortstop, an easy double play.
Flores swings through strike 1.
Tell you what, Deal is really making these lefties for Baylor work. Going tight in on the hands.
A little up. 2 balls and 2 strikes. We appreciate the flexibility of Sooner fans all across the events with the rains coming tonight. Great crowd. 2-2. Foul back. Ooh, look out. That one's coming underneath. Oh, what a catch.
Oh, it's caught front row.
Let him keep that one. Nice play. That thing shot straight down.
It's like a pinball machine. That's what I've since found out.
Only 1 bobble, too. 1 bobble, boom, snag.
I mean, no glove.
Here's the 2-2.
What a battle. Flores, she is not giving up with a fight. Had a couple of really good at-bats. In game 1, got a walk and a ground out. She's really making Kirsten Deal work. Love to see something off speed or something high in on the hands.
Just gets a piece of it. It's the energy is at a high level, everyone's into it, and all of a sudden, whenever there's that moment between pitches, we all stop and kind of recharge a moment. Runner at second.
It's a big one.
1-0 game. All 3.
I mean, what an at-bat to be able to draw those balls. Going from an 0-2 count, coming back, getting into a full count. Tell you what, if Flores gets on base, that creates a ton of momentum in the Baylor dugout.
The 3-2. She went. Oh! Jenna Rocha pops out of the dugout. And that's a rarity. You know there's frustration when the best pitching coach in the game is frustrated by a non-call. And she's going to go talk to Kirsten Deal. First 2 games of this series comes into pinch run with runners at first and second and 1 away for Sydney Collazos.
This is where Baylor thrives. First and third innings. That's where they score most of their runs.
Whenever Jen Roach has said it works, strike one. Of course it did.
Nothing like lighting a little bit of fire underneath your pitcher.
No balls and a strike. To the right side, what a play by Hodge. She'll try to get to second, took her time, made the play at first. 2 away. That was pretty big time from Avery Hodge.
That was impressive. A diving catch going up. I think she would have had the out at second. Just bobbled it just enough to have to go to first, but getting the out at first. And Baylor again threatening, second inning in a row.
Casey West spent a lot of time in the circle this weekend, takes ball one. West an inning and 2/3 last tonight, allowed 1 hit. Only a third of an inning today. The Sooners figured her out. 7 runs on 3 hits. Ball 2. It doesn't seem like Deal is missing by much here, though, Mindy.
Just enough. This is the 6th time that Kirsten Deal has thrown 2 balls in a row.
2 balls and no strikes. There it is. Or not.
That one low.
A little bit low.
See her infield talking to her. If you're Baylor,
Jen Roach.
you are.
It's letting the home plate umpire have it.
You're Baylor. You are very picky with the pitches you're wanting to swing at.
Ball 4.
Bases loaded. All 3 runners on base have come from walks.
And the last time up, Anna Watson singled that loaded the bases with nobody out. Now the bases loaded and 2 outs for Baylor. They've been on the aggressive here, but everyone on base here due to the walk. Look out, pitch clock is at 4. Deal. Grounded foul. After the struggle she's had with her control.
That's the last thing you want is to get a ball called on the action clock.
Yeah. And then add to it, swinging at the very first pitch you see. Though Watson did single her last time up. In tight still at third is Brito. Popped up, out of play.
Deal she worked out of a big time jam. Bases loaded last inning. In the same position again. Trying to get this last out. I want to see her go coast to coast.
Oh, she got her! Cold strike 3 on the outside corner. Deal shows and a air strand. The base is loaded.
We had a softball head on the screen just a second ago. I was like, what is that?
First pitch to Tiare Jennings is a little bit out. Ball 1.
Hey, whenever it looks like a beach ball, it looks like a beach ball.
1 ball and no strikes to Tiare. Lined out to center field her last time up. And when I say lined out, if you were to open up the Webster's dictionary under the description of line out, Tiare Jennings' last at bat would have a video that played. Strike 1.
Patty Gasso, nothing but high praise for the senior. She's been so consistent. Beat Sid Romero's doubles record. She's now the all-time leader for Oklahoma.
Strike 2. Got her 59th career double last night on a pitch that, well, if it was here, it would have hit off the wall and might have bounced all the way back to the infield. But it hit right next to the foul pole. 2-2. Line drive, right center field, up the alley. Get on your horse, Tiare Jennings. A stand-up double. And as she has done her whole career, Jennings stands at second with an opportunity to add to the Sooner lead. Career double number 60. Not bad.
60 has a nice ring to it. Nice and clean. Not an odd number. 60.
Brito is a strikeout victim on an odd strikeout call. And she just absolutely demolishes a ball way out of here. An absolute Brito bomb. And she is fired up as she rounds the bases. And she should be. That thing was tattooed. And it's 3-0 Sooners on maybe the deepest Brito bomb of them all.
Alyssa Brito has experienced frustration this game. A little bit of defense frustration with the strikeout call, her first at bat. I think it's safe to say she kind of took it out on the ball. I think that ball looked just like the softball head that we saw at the beginning of this inning.
Ella Parker's had a day. She takes the first pitch low for ball one. Sooners respond in a big way on the 2-run homer from Brito. Now Parker rips one. This one foul. Good vibes early for the Sooners. They're up 3-0. And Ella Parker looking to add to what's already been a big day for her. An RBI single in the first. A grand slam in the first game that essentially walked it off. Ooh.
We were talking about.
Where was that strike call last half inning?
Right. A little elevated, off speed.
Long time here with the 1-2 pitch. Oh, foul tip. One away. Good pitch.
That one,
pretty good answer from Crandall.
That was a great answer from Crandall against a very dangerous hitter. She is hot. She has been seeing the ball well. As a lefty, sometimes it is so hard to avoid that siren call of the rise ball on the outside half. Your barrel just gets in contact with it. The thing goes, but you pull off even a little bit, you get that swing and miss.
Sanders, good contact, foul. Winds have picked up just a bit. Slightly blowing out towards right. I say slightly, and then I look up and I realize that's probably a little bit more gusty than I think.
Gusting those flags out there in left field.
Slight might have been the first inning of this game. It's a little bit more oomph. Ooh, Sanders just got under that 2-1. Ooh. A little bit more dramatic on the catch than maybe I thought for Collasos.
Collasos calling off her shortstop, but
kind of a unique
Pylon
approach,
was
right?
Just standing underneath it.
I want the put out. I don't think that's what Sydney was saying. I'm playing. Here's Riley Boone. Finally retired Boone in the second on a hard bunt to third. Good cut foul.
A-cack from Riley Boone.
And our wind gusts are at right. Southeast winds at 12 miles an hour. So we are entering the wind advisory world. That's one of the main concerns throughout the day tomorrow.
Only in Norman, Oklahoma.
Oh, Boone had another big cut, strike two.
Nice pitch by Crandall. Started with that outside rise, the same one that we saw Ella Parker swing and miss at. And she brings it down, but a little bit more off the plate. Great sequence so far.
1 ball, 2 strikes. 1-2 count on the Sooner left fielder who thought about it for a moment.
That one, a good pitch by Crandall, but just a little bit too wide. I think if she keeps that a little bit more on the chalk, that might be more tempting to Riley Boone.
Should be a play for Collazo, who overran it, but still makes the catch and stays on her feet. Thought she might tumble there, but a good job by Sid Collazo. So Sooners add 2, and that's it. We head to the 4th. National championship walk-off. Not bad.
Let's hope she gets one of those.
First pitch swinging. Zadie LaValle pops it into left field. Riley Boone is, and there's one away. Just a word to, and by the way, appreciate all the shout-outs. We're going to get to them coming up throughout the broadcast. But I talked to Kinsey between games. She is in great spirits. She's ready. I mean, she wants to play badly, as you can imagine. Fought to be a captain, has had a great start to the season. Johnny Bench Award winner. But they're going to be very careful. It's going to count on Kinsey. Have to dial it back a little bit because you know how badly she wants to get out there and play.
And I think that comes with experience.
Right.
She's battled injuries before. She has come back before. But it's just knowing where you're at. Sneaky bunt right there. Rolls foul.
She will.
Back to Kinsey Hansen. Whenever you're a senior and you're injured, it brings a lot of emotion. You're already feeling a lot of emotion your senior year, but to have the stability and the clarity in your mind to be able to wash that out and focus on the present, focus on your teammates, focus on something other than yourself, that's really difficult to do. And I think Kinsey Hansen, just from what you've said, from what we've seen, from what the coaches and players have said about her, she does that so well. And the most important thing is, do you want to be playing now or do you want to be playing postseason?
2 balls and 2 strikes to Ashlyn Walkendorf. Great family. Her dad, Jason, her mom, Nicole. Her brother, Cole, is coming here to play baseball for Oklahoma. Unless he ends up getting drafted. My man's having him quite a summer. Here's stud, Cole. Grandpa's the best. The 2-2 pitch popped up. Who's got it? Alina Torres says, I do. 2 away. Lineup turns over to Emily Hott.
Alina Torres has been a vacuum over there.
So do you want to, did we do this game the other day? Are you ready?
Oh, we didn't do this game the other day. I'm ready.
All right, the 2019 Oklahoma Sooner signing class.
Okay.
No help on Twitter either.
Oh.
2-8 for Emily Hott, who, by the way, has been on absolute fire.
I need to think on this one.
Okay,
I don't even know when 2019 was. So they were freshmen in 2019.
This would be, well, they signed in 2019, so their first season.
2020.
Right, would have been 2020.
The entire class, or?
Well, do you know how many people were in the class? Oh, Hott got a hold of one. Deep to left, Boone racing back. Oh, it's gone! Emily Hott have a weekend. Another home run, this time an Oppo shot. And it's 3-1 Sooners.
In a big celebration from the Bears at home plate. Emily Hott, man, she has been on a tear. She takes this curveball from Deal. Left over the plate just too much, especially with a hitter like Hott.
Wow.
She says, please and thank you.
Hey,
let's get one run.
We'll catch back up on the 2019 signing, 2019 class, 2020 freshman here in a bit. How about the weekend for Emily Hott? First pitch, a little bit up, ball 1. And by the way, we should add, Baylor's going to get healthy. Dariana Orm's going to be back. And when they get healthy, they're going to be a problem.
As the season progresses for them, they have learned so many tough lessons already.
There's trouble into left field. Not what you have, Riley Boone. Full extension dive for Riley Boone, and that'll do it for Baylor. The bottom of the 4th, it's 3-1 Sooners. Thanks to our buddy Doug Hamilton, who's been tuned in with us all day in Hockley, Texas. Larissa and Eric Colquin at the Gulf of Mexico. How about that? Torres. Adios. A bomb into Gasso's garden in center field. Stay hot, Alina. Unbelievable streak. And the Sooners get back the run they gave up. It's 4-1. It's the second leadoff homer of the game for the Sooners. Brito, was it the fourth inning? Brito led off the third inning in the first game with a home run. Torres leads off the fourth here in game 2 with one.
Nothing is more suffocating. First pitch, first swing, just demolished.
Little slap by Hodge, and Torres gives a wave to the crowd. I mean, wow. Lena had walked her first time up.
We talked about how she has been on a tear. She's been so confident in the box recently.
Oh, one misses high, 1-1. So if we add to our stats, Thomas had sent us early. I'm not good at math. There's a soft slap to third. Collasos just in time. Fale Steele never pushes for a replay.
I was thinking the same thing.
She was pushing for a replay. Can they? Am I allowed to tell them? Oh, that's right. We don't have review.
Go Van.
Fale very confidently jumped up. And had made the motion of the runner leaving the bag. Or excuse me, fielder leaving the bag. Go Van over at first.
I thought the same thing.
But when Coach Gasso said, "Do you want to challenge it?" It was one of those moments where I can't. It was like, oh my gosh, do I want to challenge this? Well, I don't.
I think she had to double think about that.
Yeah.
Coach Gasso, she's not going to call for the review, but no. I immediately saw that same thing. Go Van, whenever she went, and I'm sure you guys are probably going to rewind at some point.
Yeah.
But whenever she went to go touch that bag, she touched it, but I think her foot came off before her glove got in there. Now, I didn't see a replay, so I can't say for sure, but.
And before anyone yells,
Fale was pretty confident.
She's pretty confident, and then that confidence waned pretty quick, so that concerns me just a bit. I will say, I think there was really good communication, and you've noticed that as Ludlam foul tips that one, to where the umpires, I do think if they have any question whatsoever, a coach can try to talk any of the umpires into calling for the review without having to use a challenge herself. The 1-1 misses outside, 2-1. But I think Fale asked our first base umpire, Mike Burwell, and he seemed fairly confident. And then when Coach was thinking about the review, I think she tried to talk our home plate umpire into maybe looking at it, but no need to challenge. Swing and a miss to the 1-1. Ludlam walked her last time up. So Alina Torres now has 5 home runs over the last 9 games. Talk about a streak. Boy, Ludlam just having a tough at bat here. 2 away.
That one just a surrender for Riley Ludlam. See Jada Coleman talking to her, saying, "Hey, what'd you see?" And Ludlam just throws her hands up as in, I don't know, in confusion. And I think a lot of times hitters find themselves like that. But being able to call time, even if it's just to talk to Coach Gasso and be like, hey, I just needed a second. Because you don't want to be giving up at bats.
Right.
Especially whenever you had the momentum of Torres in that massive home run, and then you get 2 quick outs.
Kind of been the story here of this second game for the Sooners, unable to really pile up much momentum as the 1-0 pitch misses outside. 2 balls and no strikes. Jada doubled and scored the first run of the game, a leadoff double, and then flied out to center in the second. Good juice in the Sooners dugout. Here's the 2-0 pitch. Jada kind of thought about it. 2-1.
The way that she has been seeing the ball, if she's not 100% committed, you haven't seen her waving at pitches like we saw 2 or 3 weeks ago. She's a little bit more disciplined in her approach, even willing to get, just as we just saw, 2 strikes.
You really sense the confidence meter is high for Coleman right now. Not that it would be, could be, or should be ever low. It's going to be close play at first. The throw got it. Inning over, but the Sooners strike back after giving up a run on an Emily Hott home run in the top of the fourth, and answer back on an Alina Torres bomb in the bottom. She battled. They've seen better of Keeney before, and Oklahoma that is, as the first pitch from Shaylin Govan is fouled away. They have high hopes, big expectations for Keeney as the season progresses. And Nicole Mendez, you're high on her too.
I like her. I'm going to stand by this. I think she's still getting those reps in, getting used to being able to get in pitching shape. The pitch. Foul. And I like this pitching change as Govan is coming up, because Deal, she's seen her twice before, third time through. She might not win that battle, but the odds a little bit higher against Keeney. Fresh arm, haven't seen too much of her, but I think people sometimes forget Keeney was injured all fall. She did not get to throw until January.
1-2.
And so I think as season progresses, she's going to be hitting her stride come May.
1.25 ERA so far. 3-1 record. Leadoff hitters hitting .212 against her. Nice play by Brito, 1 away. The concern, right, for Keeney, she's had a couple of rough innings. We mentioned had a tough first inning against UTA on Wednesday, but settled down. Obviously had the rough finish against Louisiana and Miami of Ohio. But what's wild about both of those games, as Abby Flores has re-entered here, is for a stretch of that game, Carly Keeney was unhittable. And then 7th inning came against Miami of Ohio, and what was that, the 7th and then the 8th against Louisiana. All one. But I'm with you. I think she has a chance as she continues to get the feel, the comfort. I think she's got a chance to really be a big-time impact player in regional and super regional play. 1-0 missed somewhere. 2-0. Am I getting over my skis on that, you think? I mean, in 2021, G. Juarez didn't even really find her groove until the World Series.
I would say she wasn't our ace until World Series.
Yeah. So you never know. Oh, just under the glove of T.R. Jennings into center field. T.R., you could sense the frustration right away. 1-0. And I went from being, hey, here's where the concerns are, to now some would say maybe an excuse-inator, but that's how big of a Carly Keeney fan I feel like more plays like that tend to happen to her when she's in the circle.
I was about to say, defense behind Carly Keeney, it has been shaky. And granted, whenever she threw more of those innings, it was early on when a lot of those errors were being made.
Well, this has a chance for 2. No, they'll just get the sure out at second. Nice job by Jennings in backing up a play that, if Brito makes it, we're probably heading to the dugout, but just outside of her reach. Learn us up here. Teach us, Mindy, on those types of plays in Patty Gasso's defense. Is it if the third baseman can get there? What's that conversation like on the left side of the infield?
That one, it's just hitting a 5-6. Automatic reaction is to go where the ball's hit. And I think Jennings, she's running pretty hard. She was 2 steps up the middle, so she's running pretty hard trying to get that one. And as soon as she sees, man, Brito doesn't have it, there's only one play for her, and it's at second, so she knows that transition needs to be quick.
Here's the 0-1. Line drive right at Jennings, inning over. How about that? Carly Keeney works around the one-out error and retires the Bears in order. We head to the bottom of the 5th inning for context. The post-game show on the Sooner Radio Network, so join us through the Varsity Network app or on our local affiliate franchise. TRA's first pitch is up high, ball 1. Had her first error of the weekend charged in that last half inning. A 1-0 pitch up high. Jennings on the day is 1 for 2 with a hard hit out in the first, and what else but a double to lead things off in the 3rd. The 2-0. Ooh, that caught the outer edge. 2-1. I'm with the scoreboard operator. I don't know who was on it, but they added it 2-1 at 3-0. Frustrated fans with the strike zone tonight. Jennings pops this one up a mile high behind home plate. Ooh, look out. Did she catch that?
I think it literally landed in her lap.
Hey. Still called making a play. There you can see them. There they are.
She's happy she got the ball, and that's all that matters. So is everyone around her. Happy it landed in her lap and not theirs.
She made the play. 2 balls and 2 strikes. The pitch to TRA. Reaches and pokes a foul. I think my favorite thing about an in-stadium experience is whenever you have a ball that lands close to you like that, is the reenactment or the questions, everyone around you. So, I thought I had that. The other person's like, I'm glad you made that play. Or debriefing down in, what is that, the 2nd row? Here's the 2-2 to TRA. Comes up in, ball 3. Let's talk about the battling of Riley Crandall after this 3-2 pitch. Jennings is due to hit one to the moon here if she puts it near the plate. Like that. Out of here. Home run, TRA Jennings on an absolute line over the left field wall. And TRA does it again. It is now 5-1 Oklahoma on a ball that got out in a hurry.
I don't think I've ever been with anybody who calls home runs as much as you do.
See, here's the trick.
You call them all the time.
Here's the trick. They hit a lot of home runs. So just say, I feel like a home run's going to happen here. And about, 3 times out of 10, you're right. But in that instance, TRA just had that look. And here's Alyssa Brito. Brito hit one that got out of here in a hurry her last time up. And boy, Collasos has been so good at 3rd. 1 away. I also had that moment where I realized as we were watching the 3rd home run of the game for the Sooners, which is now their 7th home run of the day. A 2-run homer from Brito, a homer from Torres, a homer from Jennings. Parker had a grand slam to end game 1. She's 1 for 2 here in game 2. Are we ready yet to say Hitters Park?
I don't know. I don't know.
Okay, all right.
We'll see. Once this cold wind stops blowing, it might be blowing a different direction. We'll see.
I want to talk a little bit about Riley Crandall, who is
fantastic.
She's been really, again, you look and the runs allowed look like a lot because you're playing Oklahoma, but she has been really good both days, Friday and Sunday.
And I do want to give her credit. That's a nice pitch on the corner. As a pitcher, it's a lot easier whenever your team scores runs, obviously. You feel a lot more relaxed. Baylor has left 8 runners on base, had bases loaded twice, and didn't score a run from that. That is tough. tough because as a pitcher, you know if you give up runs, right now your offense isn't producing enough to level that out. But I think she's done a fantastic job mixing speeds, and also she gets that ball tied in enough against Oklahoma that they're not able to get full extension.
Is there room? Ooh, just out of the reach of Emily Hott.
That corner out in left field, you see it also in right field. I feel like that corner is just going to be such a tricky corner for a lot of teams that will come in to play at this park. It's just such a funky corner. You're sprinting in as an outfielder, trying to find the wall. The wall's kind of angled, moving away from you. There's a big pole just jutting out.
I was wondering how you were going to describe that. I'll take pole.
Thinking.
All four. But it fits. It is
a big object just out there.
And let's add this to it, as Cassidy Pickering's going to get a plate appearance here. I've got to be careful. Every time I clap, it shakes our camera. It shakes Adam's camera. If you guys get mad at the behind home plate camera because it shakes, it's my fault. I just realized it. Cassidy, speaking of our shout-outs.
He's going to come after you, Chris.
Everyone's going to be mad at me. But I hear every game from her grandparents who are tuned in every chance they get. So thanks to Cassidy's grandparents who are tuned in Willow Creek, Montana. So thanks for catching your grandkid. She looked back at the umpire before the first pitch, and it's low for ball. You coached Cassidy. You've worked with Cassidy in the past, Nicole Mendez. What has put her in a position to have this much success this early?
I mean, I think of her travel ball team that she played with. The freshmen that are out in college softball right now. A majority of her team was committed to big D1 schools, LSU at Florida. They've won SEC Honors of the Week. She's gotten Big 12 Honors of the Week. But being able to be in a community where these athletes are playing at an elite level and mentally they're seeing how can we go to the next level, I think that's big. And something that I got to do with that team, that's my old travel ball organization. We got to do some mental work together for 2 months with the entire team. And to be able to do that as a high schooler prepares you so much for college. And a lot of those conversations centered around what happens whenever you get on a college campus.
Mm-hmm.
How do you react? How do you balance? What does it really, really look like? So it's been really great seeing her come in and just thrive.
Hit and run on there. And let's take a moment to talk about Coach Gasso in that instance. She knows the freshman, and let's be very clear. She did not leave early.
Ella Parker probably smiling.
I was talking to Katie Self, who's down at Central Arkansas. That's my version of name dropping. And she had brought up how they had been dinged for about 4 or 5 leaving earlys just because of the way in which they were leading off, if you will, the bag. Their stance on the bag, a better way to put it. Pickering gets a hold of one. Deep to left field, but not deep enough. 2 away. The Sooners are in danger of really bringing down the overall average run total in the 5th inning in this series. 7 on Friday, 7 earlier today. Just 1 so far here in the bottom of the 5th. But again, this comes back to credit to Crandall too. She's done a nice job.
Just mixing up those pitches. And again, pitchers who can get the ball tight in on the hands of hitters.
Another hit and run.
Ella Parker, she has the lead in stolen bases for her team.
When the pitchers can get it tight in the hands of hitters, it makes it more challenging for them, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And that's what we saw from Benford last game, was those mistakes. Those were the ones that were hit hard.
Oh, Boone wore it. Home plate umpire, I think, said she had thrown.
Riley Boone trying to dodge out of the way of that incoming ball. got hit, threw her bat up in the air.
I think just because it hurt. It's getting a little bit cooler out. She wore that right in the back. I don't think by any means Crandall was trying to hit her intentionally. Well, hold off on thinking the average run total might drop. Alina Torres homered her last time up and takes the first pitch high for ball 1. What a statement over the last 2 weeks this young woman has made. Has absolutely, as my dad would say, been knocking the cover off the ball. A 1-0. This is out to him. Sooners haven't put anyone in the on-deck circle yet, and that's where Avery Hodge would be hitting.
I think we'll see Kenzie Hansen, actually.
What? No way.
Kenzie Hansen looked at Coach Gasso, shrugged, smiled a little bit.
Someone's getting in trouble. Kenzie Hansen's been dinged up. Well, now everyone wants to see
Really extend this inning.
Ooh, swing and a rise, 2-2. Did you see that as she was walking out? Did you catch that developing down there with Hansen getting in the on-deck circle?
Oh yeah,
Okay.
Coach Gasso was shocked.
2 balls and 2 strikes. The pitch. All 3. See, here's the thing. Hansen can't afford for Torres to head back into the dugout here because coach might block the entrance and not let her come out. The 3-2 pitch to Torres. Hard hit ball into center field. It's a base hit. Patty Gasso waves home Ella Parker. She slides in safely. Stay hot. Alina Torres. An RBI, 2-out single. And on her senior day, there is quite the 3-way conversation going on right now between Mara Dickman, the athletic trainer for the Sooners, Patty Gasso, and JT Gasso. And I don't think Kinsey's going to allow them to do anything else but get in at bat here.
And this place is erupting, fans on their feet.
On her senior day, Kenzie Hansen might have just said, Coach, I'm sorry, I got to hit. It's 6-1 Sooners.
And that smile from Kenzie Hansen really said it all.
I know how conflicted this has to be. I mean, we're hopefully not dealing with any issue here that could lead to injuring this knee more. But Kenzie Hansen said, I gotta be out here on my senior day. First pitch up high, ball 1. How about this run for Alina Torres, Mindy?
Alina Torres, she's hot. She's seen the ball well. Not over swinging.
Ooh, Hansen had a cut. 1 ball and 1 strike. I don't even know, Nicole Mendez, how much Kenzie Hansen has been swinging over the last couple of days. I don't know how many cuts she's had in the cage. But on her senior day, the 1-1, ball 2. Q Lilio has moved into the on-deck circle. There is this part of me that almost thinks when Coach Gasso saw Kenzie Hansen get in the on-deck circle, that was the first time she ever even thought of Kenzie Hansen hitting in this game at all. 2-1 is on the inside corner, strike 2.
I think that was schemed up by Kenzie Hansen and JT Gasso. They said, we'll let her find out whenever she subs you in.
2 balls and 2 strikes.
Right now, Crandall trying to get out of this inning.
A home run
Runners
here
on.
ends it. Did she check her swing? She did not. Patty Gasso can breathe a sigh of relief as Kinsey Hansen walks back to the dugout.
Not just of this weekend for Baylor, but for the Big 12 conference play so far.
Back to work for Carly Keeney. Anna Watson, first pitch, a little bit out, ball one. Len Spellman had sent us a note, and this is as of today. Oklahoma had a 10-game streak of 5 or more runs in an inning going into tonight's game. There's the 1-0 pitch in for a strike, 1-1. I'd say that's pretty good.
It's pretty good.
But streak in jeopardy here tonight. In fact, if they have a 3-run inning next inning, it's ball game if Carly Keeney can hold Baylor here.
I think the coolest thing, though, is looking at this scoreboard. Oklahoma scoring 1 in the first, none in the second, 2 in the third, 1 in the fourth, and 2 in the fifth. They have been consistent. And for them, that is what they have been searching for so far this season.
Nice play, staying down on it. A little kind of double clutch from Hodge, but there's one away. We have a whole new look to this Sooner infield. Alina Torres has now moved to first with Avery Hodge at second, Jennings at short, Brito at third. The battery remains the Keeney, the senior Keeney, and Riley Ludlam. Hannah Coors now in left, Jada Coleman's in center, and Riley Boone is shifted over to right. There's a good look at Tiare Jennings. First pitch, grounder, right side by LaValle. What doesn't Alina Torres do? She's caught 3 fly balls in right field. She had a laser throw back in to keep a runner at third. And here comes Patty Gasso. This is going to be it for Carly Keeney. She hit a home run. She had an RBI single. Who do we get? Oh my goodness, coach.
This is fun. We get Kelly Maxwell.
Why? 6-1. Kelly Maxwell needs work. Let's just make this clear. And she was fantastic here yesterday. And by here, I mean in Oklahoma City. And this crowd slowly come on. First pitch to Aaliyah Binford. Outside ball one. And by that, I mean I'm still not as comfortable as I should be with these incredible LED lights because I'm used to the massive bulbs popping on right. Here's the 1-0. Out of play.
They're not blinding you. You don't trust them, Chris Blank?
Oh, I trust them. I just don't know if they're doing the better job than the ones that are blinding me. There you go. Look at this crew tonight. We might not have replays during our second game, Mindy, but they've been all over it.
Talk about vocal cues right there.
Base hit. Aaliyah Binford gets it past a diving Alyssa Brito.
Just plays perfectly in that 5-6.
I'll say this. This game is 6-1. By no means is it over. I like that Aaliyah Binford gets the hit on the third game, the quote-unquote Sunday game here on a Saturday night. I don't want to see her getting hot against the Sooners because it's coming this year for Binford.
It is.
She's going to get hot. She's under 200, excuse me, with her average, and she's going to get pinch run from here. I don't know if she's 100%, but it's just going to be a matter of time before things start clicking for her. So from a Sooners perspective, I'm sure everyone in the Crimson and Cream is happy if that base hit starts something if it's after they leave here in a 3-game sweep. But again, game's a long way from over. If there's one thing we've learned about this Baylor Bear team, they've got some spunk, and Emily Hott is a main reason why. She homered her last time up. And with a runner at first and 2 outs, the pitch. Right on that inside corner. That was filthy.
Kelly Maxwell going tight. In on Hot, almost looked like it was going to graze her thighs before it broke back over the plate.
No balls and a strike. Ooh, a hitter. I mean, that caught her. A late celebration from Hot.
Hot She says it doesn't matter. I got on base, and that's all.
Two away. Presley Pylon. Baylor's put its first 2 hitters on base here against Kelly Maxwell. Strike 1 to Pylon.
Again, there's familiarity there. You got to see her pretty much all game on Friday. Pretty quick turnaround. I mean, there is a difference to be said from seeing somebody on Friday, having a whole day in between, and then seeing them again on Sunday versus back-to-back days.
Here's the 0-1. That inside edge can be a dangerous place to live when the opposing teams hug that inside line of the batter's box, but Kelly Maxwell rode it pretty close to the zone there. Called a ball. 1-1. Maxwell jumps ahead of ball and 2 strikes.
The best thing about her is she'll go right back where she came from. Doesn't care, just attacks the zone.
One ball, 2 strikes, 2 away. 2 on. Deep to right field. Boone watches it thud off the wall. Coleman retrieves it. They'll throw into second. No play at home. It's a 2-run, 2-out double from Presley Pylon. And the Sooners' lead is cut in half. It's 6-3.
Talk about experience. Again, Baylor facing Maxwell yesterday, just one day before. They know what to expect. They know what pitches to hunt. It was clear that back door was the one that they were searching for. Pylon, she hit that one hard. The way it ricocheted off of the wall, and it shot past Riley Boone, and she was a good 8 feet from that wall. It's good backup by Jada Coleman, but Baylor cutting the lead.
They just don't go away, usually. First pitch strike. Glenn Moore coached teams. This is their MO. This is their personality, their DNA, if you will. No balls and a strike.
I think the biggest thing for Baylor is the fact that they scored this in the 6th inning. They tend to struggle later innings. They give up a lot of runs later in innings, and they don't score a lot of runs late in games. For them to get 2 runs, massive swings.
This could be trouble. Shallow right field. Boone off the hop. The throw to the plate. Look out. 6-4. Govan's off to second.
Right there, Oklahoma looking scattered. I think that's the only thing that I can think of right there. Govan, a flare will always work. She's known for her power, but she just drops that one in front of Riley Boone. Not a bad throw from her. I think Ludlum, body angle, looked like she was set up to catch something from center field. Like to have seen her turn a little bit more towards where the throw was coming from. Just rolls up her arm.
Abby Flores has hit the ball hard all weekend. Good spot. Strike 1. Everything else in the Big 12 softball wise is final, including the series that didn't happen. The 0-1 pitch from Maxwell. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Iowa State and Texas Tech postponed that what I consider to be a massive snowstorm. 5 inches of snow, I'm sure, is
that is massive
to some. Iowa State and Tech will look to make up that series. 2 is up high, 1 and 2. Oklahoma State forced. Well, they forced that game, or they got one more game tonight. They're not playing tomorrow, obviously, against BYU. She won earlier today. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Popped up on the infield. There you go, Kelly Maxwell. Baylor, though, comes clawing back as the Bears. Cowgirls won the first game 3-2, lost the second game 11-8, and then OSU wins the series, winning today in run rule fashion 10-2. First pitch to Quincy Lilio is inside for ball 1. Kansas wins again. They beat Houston today 11-4 to take that series. Texas takes the series from UCF with a 4-2 win. 1-0 to Lilio. Hit her. Ouch. And then it got our home plate. I think that got everyone. That got Q. That got the home plate umpire. Here's Jada Coleman. I think it got our catcher too. That LaValle that's back in behind the plate.
Triple threat right there. 3 birds, 1 stone.
Got them all. Jada Coleman asks our home plate umpire, Crochet, if he's okay. Gives the thumbs up. This Kansas team's pretty impressive up in Lawrence.
Knew they had a good pitching staff. It was the offense that I was.
First pitch swinging. Jada loops one deep to left field. It hits off the wall. Q is on her way to third. Jada in with a double. Oklahoma looks to strike back. And Jada took one nearly out of here.
And how is that for a response? Kelly Maxwell, we have you right there. Q gets hit by a pitch. Jada Coleman just crushes one out to left center. And I think Riley Boone talked about it in a press conference the other night. This team, they are trying to have complete innings. Oklahoma, they are focusing on passing the bat to one another, but also if somebody goes up on you in the top half of the inning, complete the inning, win the bottom half.
Jennings 2 for 3. She takes the 1-0 for strike 1. Hit a hard line drive in the first. On and center by Lockendorf. Doubled and scored a run in the third. Led off the fifth with a home run on a 3-2 pitch. She had a good cut there. 2 balls and a strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Sorry.
It's a good cut, but again, Crandall, the placement on those balls has been so tight on those corners.
Been a tough night for our scoreboard crew. Here's the 1-2 to TRA. That sounded so pure off the bat. It's a pop-up on the infield. 1 away. West makes the play. Here's Alyssa Brito. She's homered tonight. You ready for that 2019 recruiting class yet?
10?
9. Very
9.
good.
It's close.
There's Brito. She was a year later at Oregon before she transferred here. The first pitch is a strike. Oklahomans included Kinsey Kelso, who is now at Grand Canyon. Macy McAdoo, who retired from softball. It was good to see her here opening night. Mackenzie Donahue, who retired from softball after she battled injuries. Brito fouls this one back. Olivia Raines, who we just saw last week at Lubbock and Texas Tech, or at Texas Tech and Lubbock. Rayleigh Pogue might have been the fastest player on the team from what I've been told.
Might have been. She would give Hannah Core big time run for her money.
Probably still could today. Riley Boone. That's low. 6 of the 9 from Oklahoma. The non-Oklahomans, well, Kinsey Hansen, Alicia Flores, who's playing this year at Boise State, and Alana Thiede. Here's the 1-2 pitch to Brito. Look out, foul. Oh, I added one. There was only 8. Sorry. Did I say 9?
You did. I said 10. I added 2.
But there were 9. Oh, because Kelso wasn't considered. It's listed as an 8-person class. Kelso had come in at semester.
Semester early.
That's right.
You got to play with Sid Romero, Kids Lifton.
Popped up, shallow right field. Could be trouble. It falls. Q Lilio scores on the bloop single from Alyssa Brito. Oklahoma gets one back. It's 7-4. Not always the hardest hit ball, is it?
I will tell you, I want to see Watson leave her feet for that. I think she catches it. You can see the last 4 steps. She's slowing down. She's stutter stepping. She looks like she's decelerating. You catch that. You leave your feet for that ball. You commit to that ball 100%. You get your team a big timeout. You hold a run. And it was that last little minute hesitation.
Just like a quick thought about it too much, right? Just a quick thought about it too much.
I think Watson, her intention was more so, don't let it get past me. Don't let another run score instead of ball first.
Alyssa Brito, now a team leading 33 runs batted on the season.
But I think against an offense like Oklahoma, you got to leave your feet for that one.
Maya Bland is off to second. She's the pinch runner that checked in, and she'll steal the bag. Is an absolute cannon of a throw from LaValle down to third behind Jada. Second and third, 1 away. Core waits on deck. What a night. What a day for Ella Parker. The 1-0. Ooh, that caught the outer edge. 1 ball, 1 strike. RBI single to score the first run of the game in the first. Walked, scored a run in the 5th. She came home on the RBI single from Alina Torres. 1-1 is up high, 2-1. Season average for Ella Parker now, 442. And with runners in scoring position this year, she's batting .516.
This is who you want up, clutch, consistent.
Bounce to the right side. Coleman's coming home. All right, she'll get in a pickle. Parker will head to second. She's still in the baseline. She's going to get back to the bag. She's going to get back to the bag. Now they're chasing Bland. Now Bland's in a rundown between second and third, and they're going to tag her.
That's what happens whenever you're too fast at second and third. But that was a great job by Jada Coleman holding up. The way that she moved back and forth a couple of times really made Baylor defense work.
Parker, by the way, did reach, but was unable to turn the corner and get to second.
Parker, she was trying to be a trail runner for a minute. It looked like Maya Bland was going to make it all the way back to second.
Who really has the lead in a moment like that? Is it the lead? Is it anybody? Because you saw Bland trying to tell Jada, go, go, go. I
think Bland was trying to sacrifice herself for the run.
First pitch to Hannah Core, ripped foul. And I apologize. I had one of those moments where I forgot we were on TV and I thought it was radio. It happens. First and third, 2 away. You read that right. This is pitch 124 for Crandall tonight. Inside.
Not up all the pitches that she threw yesterday. You know her body is feeling it. Fatigued. But still, her stuff looks so good. I have been so impressed with her this weekend. Definitely a pitcher to keep an eye out on, especially as season goes on, conference goes on. Teams find their identity.
Core pops this one up into foul territory. Govan makes the catch, and that'll do it for the Sooners in the 6th. They get a run back. And as we head to the 7th, Oklahoma 3 outs away from a weekend sweep. They by a rather large one-sided margin for the Sooners, and then a nail biter. First pitch to Collasos from Maxwell is up high, ball 1. This did not appear to be one of those games that was going to be a nail biter. It was 6-1 in the top of the 6th. Baylor scored 3 runs off Kelly Maxwell. Kelly gets a chance to get the save here. Strike 1. I believe if you create the save opportunity for yourself, do you still get it?
I don't know.
Statistic nerdiness. Ball 2.
I guess we'll find out.
I don't think she will. I don't think she's in line for a save. It sounded good when it was coming out of my mouth.
It felt right in
It
the
felt
moment.
right, but then when I actually put pen to paper, I realized the workshop should have been canceled. And that's just not right. Boy, these look like really good spots, but they're just missing.
I think that's in part to Riley Ludlam, the way that she's working behind the plate for Kelly Maxwell, because that one was in the river. That one was off the plate, but Ludlam shoots pretty smooth, just allowing that natural movement of the ball to just continue as she catches it to bring it in.
Strike two. Those who have stuck around have been rewarded today with some fun softball. Ground ball to short. Smooth. One away.
Nice play by Jennings, staying down on that ball. And you notice whenever she fielded that ball, she did it loaded on her backside. So she didn't have to take an extra step or an extra shuffle. That was a deep throw. Made it look easy.
Here's Casey West. First pitch in for a strike. I was having a moment where I was very angry with myself by how poorly I've kept score tonight for Baylor. I would like to submit my scorecard for the worst scorecard ever put together. Casey West, though, is 0 for 2. One ball, one strike. And I love what you said, Nicole. Give credit to give credit to Riley Ludlam. She's doing a great job in trying to frame these pitches. Still look like strikes to me, though. Here's the 1-1. She didn't go. 2 balls and a strike. It's okay. Buddy Aaron had asked a question earlier that there's Kinsey Hansen's that. And maybe I haven't followed up on a bit. Who's truly the third string catcher? 2-1. Okay. That was a good pitch. Ball 3.
It is a good pitcher's pitch, but no, I don't think that's a strike, especially with Kelly Maxwell falling behind in the count. Doesn't necessarily aid your cause with an umpire.
3 balls and a strike. Strike 2. Get a little bit of the Bronx cheer from some of the crowd here.
It's a good at bat by West, just being patient, making Kelly come to her.
Casey West stays alive. Casey West did a pretty good job against the Sooners last night in the circle. And then this afternoon, Oklahoma lit her up for 7 runs in a third of an inning. The 3-2. This could be trouble. No, not with Elena Torres over there. 2 away. Sooners are 1 out away.
Have a day, Elena Torres. She played second. She played right. She has played first. Gotten some home runs. She has really shown tonight for Oklahoma. Just proven herself over the last several games. I'm somebody who's dependable. I'm somebody who you want in the lineup and on defense.
Anna Watson, 1 for 3 on the evening, singled in the second, was part of that bases loaded, no out situation that Baylor had in the second.
She had that push bunt.
Yes, she did. Third string catcher, by the way, is Elena Torres. 1-0 is in for a strike, 1-1. And Alina caught during travel ball. But as she told us post-game on the field Wednesday night, a little different world when you're catching Kelly Maxwell. 1 ball, 1 strike. To center field. That's Jada country. And that's ball game. Oklahoma sweeps the series from
Cause I'm about to drop some knowledge real quick. Talking about a profession that deserves more respect. Slick nurses on the front line, saving lives every day. From the ER to the OR, they don't play. They the heartbeat of the healthcare scene. Always there, keeping patients clean. From newborns to the elderly, they care for all. Even when the workload feels like a brick wall. Nurses in the house, making rounds. Stethoscope in hand, they hold it down. They're the heroes in scrubs, no doubt saving lives. That's what they're about. From administering meds to comforting fears, they're the ones wiping away all the tears. They'll advocate for you, be your voice in the crowd. In a chaotic world, they're the calm, never loud. Working long shifts, barely taking breaks. Their dedication and passion never fakes. Through the highs and lows, they persevere. Their compassion shines bright, crystal clear. Nurses in the house, making rounds. Stethoscope in hand, they hold it down. They're the heroes in scrubs, no doubt saving lives. That's what they're out there. Respect to the nurses, holding it down. In a world where chaos often abounds, they're the backbone of healthcare, can't you see? Without them, where would we be? Nurses in the house, making rounds. Stethoscope in hand, they hold it down. They're the heroes in scrubs, no doubt saving lives. That's what they're about. So next time you see a nurse, give them props for all they do, non-stop. They're the unsung heroes of our time. In the rhythm of life, they're the perfect rhyme.